Why do restaurant hosts always get slightly annoyed when I tell them I'd rather have a booth? Just ask up front. Don't wait for them to read your mind. If you want a booth, man, just say you want a booth. If you say you don't have a preference and then say you actually want a booth when the host leads you to a table, the host now has to rejuggle all the servers' sections to put you in a booth and still distribute work fairly among the servers. Also, from my experience, as both a host and a server, the Venn diagram of customers who say they don't have a seating preference, but then ask for a booth, and customers who ask for alterations to their meal after I've already sent the order to the kitchen has a big middle. They have a rotation to follow for what sections get sat when. They've probably already marked you down for whatever table they are bringing you to. The server may have already been notified depending on the system they use. Now they have to undo everything and find you an available booth. Just ask for what you want up front. They will accommodate you. I just tell the host at the beginning before she leads us anywhere that I'd prefer a booth if one is available. Most of the time, it's not a problem. Probably because instead of asking for a booth from the start, you wasted their time instead. Also, if you ask late, after they've done the work of figuring out where to seat you, that's annoying. Express your preference right away. Ask first if you prefer a booth. Don't wait until they show you to a table. That's why they are irritated. Just say, 4 people, booth please. You said it in your post. You're waiting until they walk across the restaurant to sit you at a table to make your request. Your doing this is making their jobs harder and wasting both of your time. Simply by making this request upon arrival, you would have a better experience. I think I'm going to have to agree that you probably wasted their time when you could have told them from the start and saved everyone some time. In a restaurant, each server is assigned certain tables to wait on, and they are sat tables in an order. First server gets a table, then server B gets a table, then server C gets a table, and so on and so forth. When you ask to be sat in a booth instead of a regular table, you've just ensured that waiter A has had too many tables at one time while waiter C doesn't have any, and you F up the flow. And it's the host or hostess that gets yelled at for it. We seat customers in a rotation of each server's sections. Anything that deviates from the rotation will require us to leave our post to go track down the server we sat out of rotation, so just say you want a booth when you get there. Because they generally have a specific rotation they are trying to stick to, and that throws it off. The booth isn't the issue, it's the asking once you've already gotten to the table the hostess assigned to you. Ask for a booth before leaving the hostess stand. Just tell them when you walk in the door that you want a booth. Don't wait for them to get you to the table and then ask. You'll save the hostess from a lot of unnecessary work. I always ask for a booth, but not while I'm already being seated. I either put a note in the reservation, or if I don't have a reservation I ask while I'm putting my name in. Would it be possible for us to have a booth? We don't mind a longer wait. Thank you. Okay, usually I don't care, but the thing that pisses me off is how much people want to sit in a booth. Like, I get having a preference, but I swear to God, 80 act like it's the end of the world and their meal is gonna be ruined if they don't sit in the damn booth. And I'm not saying that they are being rude, or that they even say anything, but I can see the disappointment and frustration in their face when we don't have a booth available, and it's the same exact expression when I tell them we've ran out of straws by the way, which I find hilarious. I mean, really, is it gonna be so bad if you just sit at a normal table for once? When I go up to get on a wait list to be seated, I tell the host we want a booth and we're willing to wait longer to get one, but we're asking for reasons that have to do with a disability that's recognized under the ADA. A very few times, we've had to push back when they insisted on seating us at a table in the middle of the room, but I haven't had to say anything beyond ADA-recognized disability for them to figure it out for us. If it's a larger group than any booth there will accommodate, we ask for a table in a corner, and the person with the disability in question picks their seat first. Because servers are assigned to certain tables for their shift, it is the host's job to try to give servers an equal amount of tables. The host knows that he or she is going to get shit on by the waitstaff for not keeping this under control. Something I'm not seeing here. Booths are usually a 4 or 6 top. Every time a 2 top wants a booth, that's one less that I have for 3, 4, 5, 6 tops. That always annoyed me most. I hosted a place that regularly had a 2-hour wait, and 2 tops would try to take the only 6 top booth I had left. Because you aren't asking upfront. You're hoping they pick what you want, and then when they don't, you suddenly decide to voice your preference. Just say you want a booth every time when they ask where you want to sit. It's that easy.